Have you ever wondered why walking feels harder as you age, even though it's something you do every day? If you're over 60, every step you take matters more than ever, but here's the surprising truth. Some of your most common walking habits could be silently weakening your legs without you even realizing it. Small mistakes can drain your leg strength, throw off your balance, and increase your risk of falling. Yet most people don't notice until their mobility takes a hit. That's why you need to watch this video until the end. We're breaking down 6 walking mistakes that could be holding you back, plus simple fixes you can start using today to feel stronger, more balanced, and more confident with every step. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Mistake number 1. Walking with your head down. Let me pose a question. How frequently do you find yourself gazing at the ground while you walk? Perhaps you're scanning the pavement for uneven spots or cracks to avoid stumbling, or maybe you're simply absorbed in your thoughts, replaying the day's events or mulling over tomorrow's tasks. At first glance, it might seem like a harmless, even practical habit. After all, who wants to trip over a stray rock or a raised sidewalk edge? But here's the reality you might not have considered. This seemingly innocent tendency is quietly undermining the strength of your legs and subtly eroding your ability to maintain balance. When you consistently lower your head as you move, your entire body adjusts to accommodate that position. Picture it. Your shoulders begin to hunch forward, your upper back rounds into a gentle curve, and your center of gravity shifts slightly ahead of where it should be. It doesn't sound like much at the moment, does it? But this chain reaction throws your posture completely out of alignment. And when your posture is compromised, your legs, the very foundation of your mobility, can't function as efficiently as they're designed to. Instead of striding with a smooth, coordinated effort, your leg muscles are forced to compensate for the imbalance, working overtime just to keep you upright and moving forward. Over weeks, months, or even years, this extra strain takes a toll. It gradually weakens your leg muscles, slows your reflexes, and significantly heightens your risk of losing your footing or taking a fall. The most frustrating part? This happens so subtly that most people don't even notice the habit, or its consequences, until the damage is already underway. If you start observing yourself closely, though, the signs become clear. You might catch how often your head dips forward during a walk, or you may notice a creeping tightness in your neck and shoulders that wasn't there before. Perhaps you've been feeling a bit unsteady lately, as if your legs lack the sturdiness they once had, or you found yourself tiring more quickly than usual. This could very well be the culprit. Fortunately, the solution is straightforward and within your control. The next time you set out for a walk, consciously lift your chin and direct your gaze straight ahead. Resist the urge to fixate on your feet or the ground immediately beneath them. Instead, focus on a point roughly 10 to 15 feet in front of you. This small adjustment realigns your neck, spine, and legs into their natural, optimal positions, allowing your muscles to work harmoniously without unnecessary stress. The benefits are almost immediate. You'll notice a greater sense of balance with each step. Your movements will feel more purposeful and powerful, and you'll conserve energy rather than expending it fighting poor alignment. It's a subtle tweak, but its impact compounds over time, strengthening your legs and boosting your overall stability. So, the next time you catch your head dipping downward mid-stride, pause and correct it right then and there. Your legs will reward you with renewed vigor, and you'll soon find yourself walking with a newfound sense of confidence, poise, and resilience. Mistake number 2. Taking short, shuffling steps. Have you ever stopped to consider the length of your steps lately? Maybe you've noticed that your pace has slowed compared to years past, or perhaps you've sensed that your legs don't carry the same force or energy they once did. If you catch yourself moving with quick, timid, shuffling steps, barely lifting your feet off the ground, it's a glaring warning sign. This habit indicates that your leg muscles aren't being fully activated, and that's a bigger problem than it might appear. Here's why. When your muscles aren't regularly challenged or engaged, they begin to atrophy, losing strength and resilience over time. This cautious, abbreviated way of walking doesn't just limit your mobility, it actively contributes to its decline. Short steps diminish your leg strength, make maintaining balance more difficult, and increase the likelihood of tripping or stumbling over even minor obstacles. What's worse, This pattern often develops so gradually that most people don't recognize it until they're already grappling with noticeably weaker legs or a nagging sense of instability. So, what's driving this shift? The answer lies in the mechanics. When you take tiny, shuffling steps, your stride naturally shrinks, your joints, particularly your hips and knees, move through a reduced range of motion, and your muscles perform only a fraction of the work they're capable of. Rather than engaging the full power of your quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves, you're relying on a minimal effort that fails to challenge or sustain them. Over time, this underuse transforms walking from a strengthening activity into one that quietly saps your physical capacity. The good news? You can reverse this trend with a simple, deliberate adjustment. Start by consciously lengthening your strides, not to an exaggerated extent, but just enough to feel your leg muscles wake up and engage. Equally important is how you place your feet. Instead of landing flat-footed with each step, focus on a heel-to-toe motion. Let your heel make contact with the ground first, then roll forward smoothly onto the ball of your foot and push off with your toes. This technique fully activates your leg muscles, reinforces a stronger stride, and enhances your balance by encouraging a more dynamic, controlled movement. You'll likely feel the difference right away. Rather than scooting along with hesitant, dragging steps, you'll glide forward with a smoother, more assertive rhythm. Your legs will feel more alive, your posture will improve, and your confidence will grow with every stride. Better still, the more consistently you practice this, the more your leg strength will rebound, turning walking back into the invigorating exercise it's meant to be. So, the next time you're out and about, take a moment to assess your gait. Are your steps short and shuffling? If so, make the change immediately. Lengthen your stride and refine your foot placement, before your legs lose even more of their potential. Your body will thank you for it. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Mistake number 3. Not using your arms. Have you ever found yourself mid-walk, suddenly feeling a bit unsteady or off-kilter? Perhaps your legs seem to drag more than usual, carrying an unexpected heaviness, or maybe you're noticing that fatigue creeps in far sooner than it ought to. You might instinctively blame your legs for this discomfort, assuming they're the culprits behind the sluggishness. But more often than not, the real issue lies elsewhere, your arms. It's easy to overlook them entirely when you think about walking. After all, most of us don't consciously consider what our arms are doing as we move. Many people let them hang stiffly at their sides, barely twitching, or they're preoccupied, clutching a phone, gripping a bag, or even jamming their hands deep into their pockets for the entire journey. Here's the key point. Your arms aren't just passive accessories during a walk. They're designed to play an active role. Their movement isn't some arbitrary habit we've picked up. It's a fundamental part of how your body maintains balance, coordination, and efficiency. When you fail to engage your arms, you're unwittingly forcing your legs to compensate, piling extra strain onto them to keep you upright and stable. This added workload doesn't just slow your pace. It exhausts your leg muscles more quickly, disrupts your natural posture, and throws your entire walking rhythm out of alignment. Without that subtle, instinctive swing of your arms, your gait becomes less fluid and more mechanical, subtly increasing the chances of a misstep, a stumble, or even a loss of balance over time. So, how do you correct this? The solution is beautifully simple. Let your arms move as they're meant to. Picture them relaxed but purposeful, bent slightly at the elbows, swinging gently in sync with your strides. As your right foot steps forward, your left arm should naturally swing forward too, and the same happens in reverse with your left foot and right arm. This counterbalancing motion isn't just for show. It generates momentum, lightening the effort your legs need to exert and giving your steps a smoother, more controlled flow. Beyond that, there's an added perk. Proper arm movement boosts blood circulation throughout your upper body, helping sustain your energy levels and fend off that mid-walk slump. The difference is tangible. With your arms working in harmony with your legs, you'll feel less weighed down, more grounded, and far more attuned to the rhythm of your motion. If you've been trudging along with rigid, unmoving arms, or worse, keeping them tethered to your sides or stuffed away, it's time to shake off that habit. Loosen up, let them swing freely yet naturally, and allow them to do the job they're built for. You'll notice the payoff almost immediately. Your legs will feel stronger and more supported, your balance will sharpen, and your walk will transform into something smoother, more effortless, and surprisingly invigorating. Mistake number 4. Walking too slowly. Let's pause for a moment and reflect. When you set out for a walk, are you truly engaging your body, or are you merely ambling along at a leisurely, almost dawdling speed? If you consistently opt for a slow, overly relaxed stroll, you might assume you're still reaping the rewards of physical activity. After all, you're moving, right? But here's the unvarnished truth. When you walk too slowly, your legs miss out on the full, muscle-strengthening benefits that walking can and should provide. Walking stands as one of the simplest yet most effective ways to keep your leg muscles active and resilient. But at an excessively sluggish pace, your body doesn't fully recruit those muscles, leaving them underutilized and unchallenged. Rather than building strength and stamina, you're essentially coasting through the motion. Over weeks, months, or even years, this lack of effort can erode your muscle tone, sap your endurance, and quietly heighten your risk of instability or falls. Contrast that with what happens when you walk at a brisker, more purposeful pace. You can feel your muscles spring to life. Each step carries a bit more force. Your heart rate ticks up just enough to signal effort, and your legs remain dynamically engaged throughout. But when you dawdle, those same muscles stay dormant, missing the chance to grow stronger, more capable, and better equipped to support you in daily life. Fortunately, the fix doesn't demand a dramatic overhaul. You don't need to sprint or push yourself to exhaustion. The goal is a steady, moderate tempo, one that strikes a balance between comfort and mild challenge. Imagine a place where you could still chat with a friend without gasping for breath, yet you're distinctly aware of your legs working with every stride. If you're accustomed to a slower shuffle, don't fret. You can ease into this shift gradually. Start by lengthening your strides just a touch, focusing on a smoother, more deliberate push-off with each step. Before long, you'll sense the change. Your legs will begin to feel more robust, your balance will steady, and a quiet surge of energy will carry you through your day. The next time you lace up your shoes and head out, take a moment to check in with yourself. Am I genuinely activating my muscles, or am I just drifting through the routine? A small boost in effort now, nothing extreme, just a bit more intention, can pay dividends down the road. Your legs will grow stronger, your posture will hold firmer, and your overall vitality will thank you, keeping you mobile, confident, and healthy for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Mistake number 5. Wearing the wrong shoes. Pause for a moment and consider your footwear, not just its appearance or how it complements your outfit, but how it truly feels when you're on your feet for a while. Do you ever notice a nagging ache in your arches after a brief walk? Do your legs feel unexpectedly heavy or fatigued after what should be an easy stroll? If you're nodding yes to any of this, there's a good chance your shoes are quietly sabotaging you. Shoes are far more than a fashion statement. They're the literal foundation for every step you take, playing a critical role in how your body moves through the world. When your shoes don't fit properly, whether they're too tight, too loose, or simply lack the right support, your legs end up compensating for that mismatch. This means your muscles are forced to work harder than necessary just to maintain your balance and keep you upright. Over weeks, months, or even years, this subtle but constant extra effort can take a toll. It wears down your leg muscles, throws your posture out of alignment, and can radiate discomfort upward, triggering pain in your knees, hips, and lower back. Too often, people brush it off with excuses like, "I guess I'm just getting older," or "my legs aren't what they used to be." But in reality, the culprit might be those seemingly innocent shoes that have been subtly misaligning your body for far too long. The wrong shoes come in many forms. Stiff, unsupportive pairs restrict the natural movement of your feet, forcing your muscles and joints into awkward, strained positions. On the flip side, overly cushioned shoes, think those plush, pillowy soles, might feel luxurious at first, but they can make your muscles lazy by absorbing too much of the impact that your feet and legs are designed to handle. Then there's the sneaky problem of worn-out shoes. Even if they don't look beat up on the outside, the internal support, like cushioning and arch structure, breaks down over time. If you've been loyal to the same pair for years, they might be offering little more than a placebo effect, leaving your legs to bear the full burden unsupported. So, what's the solution? It's straightforward. Stop settling for the wrong shoes. Invest in a pair that's tailored to your feet. Shoes that properly support your arches, provide just the right amount of cushioning to absorb shock without coddling your muscles, and allow your feet to flex and move as nature intended. Here's a pro tip most people overlook. Shoes often wear out internally long before they show visible signs of distress. That trusty pair you've been wearing since forever? It might be secretly past its prime. Next time you head out for a walk, tune in to how your feet, ankles, and legs feel. If you notice discomfort, stiffness, or an unusual level of tiredness, that's your cue to reassess your footwear. The right shoes don't just prevent problems. They transform walking into a smoother, more effortless experience, preserving your leg strength and keeping you mobile and pain-free well into the future. Mistake number 6. Only walking on flat surfaces. Let's get real for a second. When you go for a walk, do you always gravitate toward the same predictable, flat terrain? Maybe it's the smooth sidewalk looping around your neighborhood, the polished floors of a shopping mall, or the steady hum of a treadmill. If that's your routine, I've got a wake-up call for you. Sticking to flat surfaces might feel safe and easy, but it's doing your legs a disservice by robbing them of the challenge they need to stay robust and resilient. Here's why this matters. Your muscles thrive on variety, not monotony. Walking exclusively on flat, even ground might be comfortable and low effort, but it's not enough to keep your legs fully activated or strong. When you repeat the same unchallenging motion day after day, your muscles don't get the stimulation they require to adapt and grow tougher. Over time, this lack of engagement can lead to a gradual decline in strength, leaving your legs feeling wobbly or fatigued far sooner than they should. It's not just about endurance either. Your balance and coordination suffer too, because those smaller, stabilizing muscles aren't being called into action. Picture this. When you tackle even a slight incline, your calves tighten, your hamstrings kick in, and your glutes fire up to propel you forward. Step onto a patch of grass, a gravel path, or a bumpy trail, and suddenly your ankles and feet have to adjust, recruiting those tiny stabilizing muscles to keep you steady. These subtle shifts in effort are what keep your legs dynamic and capable. But if you never venture beyond the flat and familiar, those muscles stay dormant, losing their sharpness and responsiveness. That's why so many people find themselves winded on a short hill or unsteady on uneven ground. They've unintentionally trained their legs for flatness and nothing more. The fix isn't complicated, and you don't need to turn into a rugged trailblazer overnight. Start small. Weave some variety into your walks. Swap the sidewalk for a grassy park, take a route with a gentle slope, or climb a few stairs instead of always opting for the ramp. Even a mildly uneven surface, like a dirt path or cobblestones, can wake up those underused muscles. The point isn't to push yourself to exhaustion, it's to gently nudge your legs out of their comfort zone and remind them what they're capable of. Here's the payoff. You'll notice the difference sooner than you think. Your legs will grow stronger and more resilient, your balance will sharpen, and walking, whether it's up a hill or across a lawn, will start to feel less like a chore and more like second nature. So, the next time you lace up your shoes, resist the urge to stick to the easy, flat route. Give your legs the diverse terrain they're craving, and they'll repay you with greater power, stability, and a newfound confidence in every stride you take. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Mistake number 7. Disregarding your body's fatigue signals, a bonus mistake worth noting. The original discussion might highlight 6 common missteps walkers make, but here's an additional oversight that deserves attention. One that sneaks under the radar far too often. Stubbornly pressing on through exhaustion. Picture this. You're out for a walk, and your legs start to feel unusually heavy, maybe even a little unsteady, like they're quietly pleading for a break. Yet, instead of pausing, you power through, convincing yourself that pushing past the discomfort is a sign of grit or determination. Here's the reality check. When you ignore those signals and keep going, you're not fortifying your strength. You're actively chipping away at it. Far from building resilience, this approach overtaxes your muscles, drags out your recovery time, and opens the door to potential injuries. This becomes especially critical as we age when our bodies demand a little more care and a little less bravado. Think about what's happening when you overdo it. Those heavy, shaky legs aren't just a minor inconvenience. They're your body's way of waving a red flag, warning you that your muscles are reaching their limit. Forcing them beyond that point strains the fibers, leaving them more prone to tiny tears or inflammation. Over time, this wear and tear doesn't just slow you down. It can sideline you with nagging aches or even something more serious, like a pulled muscle or joint stress. And the kicker? The older we get, the longer it takes to bounce back from these setbacks, making it all the more important to tread carefully. The remedy here is refreshingly straightforward. Tune in and honor what your body's telling you. It's not about coddling yourself, it's about walking smarter. When fatigue sets in, permit yourself to pause. Step off to the side, take a few deep breaths, and let your legs reset. Better yet, structure your walks to keep them invigorating rather than depleting, short enough to leave you energized, not drained. Pair this mindful approach with a couple of practical habits. Sip water before, during, and after to keep your muscles hydrated and functioning smoothly, and finish with a gentle stretch to ease any tightness and boost circulation. A quick calf stretch or a hamstring reach can work wonders in just a minute or two. By respecting your limits, you're not admitting defeat. You're setting the stage for real progress. Each walk becomes a chance to strengthen your legs sustainably, without the setbacks of overexertion. The payoff? Your muscles recover faster, grow more resilient, and carry you confidently into your next outing. So the next time your legs whisper, or shout, that they've had enough, listen. A little attentiveness now ensures they'll stay strong, steady, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way, year after year. And there you have it. 6 walking mistakes that could be secretly weakening your legs, along with easy fixes to keep you strong, steady, and confident as you move. What have you learned so far? I'd love to hear from you. Comment below with one thing you've picked up from this video that you'll start bringing into your daily life. Maybe it's lifting your chin while walking or taking longer strides to boost your leg strength. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips to help you thrive at every age. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep walking strong.